Alright, hello everyone. So today we'll be looking at some of the World Desert Championship round of 16 games. This is in the Sand League though. If you wanted to watch the main event, the finals were supposed to have been today, but due to various scheduling issues it ended up being that semifinals yesterday got pushed to today and then ended in admin win. You can read about that elsewhere, or I can discuss it briefly, but that doesn't matter because we have lots of interesting Sand League games, recorded games to look at. And I don't think we'll get through all of them today, so I'll probably do another stream tomorrow or later in the week. We'll see about that. And game number one, the first set we're going to look at is BKA versus VNA, and that is on the map pack. Let me just load that replay and then make everything visible for you guys. So yeah, we can hop right into it. Also, well, I can mention that I have some stuff to mention when we're in there, but let's load a replay, hide the overlay, make the game visible. There we go. So just overall as well, I did a few changes to the stream. The chat should appear now on the stream in case I want to then post it on YouTube later or something, that it'll be somewhat useful. The other thing is I added a command that links to the World Desert Championship information, except it doesn't seem to be working now. No, there we go, from Nightbot. Because it is a really nice effort. I was involved in making some of the maps, and desertification is a real issue. Someone's pinging the water, it seems. But yeah, if you donate to the prize pool, half of that money goes to a charity that helps fight desertification in Africa, I believe. So you should do that. There are also environmental issues, actually. Like, the organizers put in a lot of effort. There's actually a spreadsheet of information, or like a PDF about information about environmental issues on each of these maps that streamers could talk about. Most of them haven't, me included, because they're selfish and too busy and more focused on the gameplay. So, looks like we've got Thar Desert here again, randomed from the map pack. In the south we have Mayans, Lithuanians, and Britons up against Britons, Franks, and Vikings. Of course, players didn't know which map they would get, and they didn't know that the flank would be close to water. So we're going to see, looks like here actually the pocket is going to dock. Here it looks like no one's going to dock just yet. And do I have everything else set up? If you guys notice any issues with the stream itself, let me know. I changed some settings. I am only streaming at 30 FPS now because, well, I don't know if I can show it actually. Can I show? My game only runs at 30 FPS anyway because I'm capping it intentionally at that to keep my computer from dying, so I don't see why I need to stream at a higher frame rate than my game is running. So that should help with performance on my end. And so yeah, we're going to see the typical pocket cavalry flank archer situation. Map doesn't look particularly bugged. We had one generation last time where all the forest was clumped up here, and none of it ended up down here for some odd reason. Relic distribution 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be of interest for the Lithuanian player specifically. Who... Well, let's watch the dock, actually. Let's watch the dock and fast forward through the Dark Age slightly. I'm also noticing a dock over here from green, so both pockets are docking, interestingly enough. And our Viking player will be the first one up to Feudal Age. Alright, let's... Oh, I see some walls coming in. And this Red Eagle Scout is not going to get past these walls. In fact, this is some just-in-time walling. It'll be interesting to see if we see naval aggression. Or not. Alright, so all of our players are reaching Feudal. Let's just wait until green reaches Feudal as well. And then we'll do a big, quick Feudal checkup on everyone. Yeah, so we see a Frank stable, that makes sense. We see an archery range here from our Viking player. See some scout aggression. We should see stable from our Lithuanian player. Double archery range from our Mayan player, and the same for Britons. Yeah. Right here. Hello, hello. Today I'm casting some of the World Desert Championship Sand League games, as I've been doing these last few days. Well, last week, basically. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, this terrain here can be walled, but you can't build buildings on it, I believe. We've seen this map a fair few times. It's specifically good for the 3v3 setup, where there's this line, hello, line formation here on both sides. And there's this dried out river here, but ships can actually sail through the wet sand. Although we haven't seen much of that, or I haven't in any of the games I watched. Let's see, where do we have aggression happening? Here, slightly, but this is just a few feudal skirmishes for now. So the yellow player is going to need some support from his allies. What is purple doing? Staying at home defending. While teal loops around there. I think there's also some aggression on the water that we can look at in a second. Well, one fire galley here, which is enough if there's nothing to defend the fishing ships. You can walk, well, you can't walk through trees themselves, but there are they're not 100% dense, so there are little passages through them. Yeah. I see lots of pings coming out. Is yellow going to train anything? No, yellow is just going to ignore this because yellow is too busy microing over here. Any of these team games, you know, this is not a pro level, but this is still pretty good team game players. You need to group up with your allies, get these engagements with where you can 2v1 a couple enemy units. Well, yellow just gave up on the fishing ships. And it looks like here... Hard to say who's winning this engagement. Blue lost all the archers, but is coming in with new ones. Green lost most of the scouts. See a random ping back here. Okay, that was some archers that snuck around the back somewhere back here, surely. Alright, the last fishing ship goes down there. And our green player is the first player to click up to Castle Age. With a market and a blacksmith somewhere that I don't see this instant, but it's hiding somewhere. Or maybe it's the stable. The stable is also a feudal age building. No blacksmith. So this gate can go down, but we see some walls behind it with a house. But the archers are going to be able to attack these villagers unless they run away. Well, this is a good place to pressure for our team in the south because there's 2 piles of gold here. I see pings here, those pings don't matter. There's still some archers back there just lurking. I think the amount of gold isn't unusually low, but if you wall such that not all of your gold is in your base, then you might end up with low gold. There is also some gold in the back, but not all that much. It isn't, the amount of gold isn't especially high. That is certainly true. There's stone in the center here, scattered. But you're right, actually, there is gold at the back, but it's all little piles of gold, only 2 things. And now we're looking, most of our players are in Castle Age or reaching Castle Age, which means that we're going to see knights and crossbows everywhere in a moment. Is green doing anything special now that green has water control? Not particularly, just still fishing. Still burning down the dock. Yeah, exactly. Only two gold mines. Well, this one here is already oversaturated. There isn't really. I mean, it's stuck very close to the trees, so it's hard to mine anyway. But now where's green going to get gold? Green, in fact, needs to build a mining camp somewhere at the back. Because you need gold for knights. And when there are this many crossbows sitting on your gold, that is a problem. Alright, so we have Yellow doesn't seem to have... Okay, yellow knights are coming in now. If we look at... Let's see, if we look at the army numbers... hard to say. Yellow doesn't have much at the moment. I have still a map to finish off on stream at some point. The one that I was showing previously. I haven't worked on that anymore, but I know what needs to happen next. I just took a break from that to do all the... to cast basically this tournament. Because it features a bunch of new maps, including several of mine and several other ones from all very talented people. And it's fun to watch. Like I wouldn't cast if this was just an Arabia thing. That would be boring. But since we get to see lots of fun new maps, and I know more about them than most people, I thought it would be good to cast. So I guess we could take a look. Everyone's been in Castle Age for a bit. This team is pretty well walled. Has one town center here. Green has built 2 additional ones in the back. Makes sense. Blue has built no extra ones. Red has gone for 1 in the back. Yellow has gone for 1 in the back and 1 in the front. And purple has also gone for 2. So I feel like yellow, purple, and red here should pull ahead on the economy. Well, actually, it'll probably be relatively even. This dock did burn down. So green, if green wasn't too busy producing knights and actually had resources for other things, green could send ships up this river. But that also requires players to know that that ships can sail through this ahead of time. And red could wall it off. Alright, so this big army here should probably be pushing in and trying to pressure something, but maybe they're waiting to bring forward, I don't know what, siege? Doesn't look like it. More numbers. The yellow player is going for relics. Lithuanians get extra attack on their knights. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same map. I still need to finish that one. I put it on hold for a moment. I know what I'm gonna do next, but if I do any of that, it'll be later in the week. So currently this is the round of 16. There are a total of 5 different team matchups in this round and 3 forfeits. So it'll probably take 2 days to cast this round, and there'll be 4 games in the next one, and then it's the semifinals and finals. And those can be done in a shorter time frame. It also depends on how long all these games actually end up being. There is also a new map that will appear probably in the semifinals here. It was in the main event already and caused much confusion, but I'll talk about it when we actually see it, if we actually see it. And I can explain more of the background on the tree respawning as relics and all that stuff, why that was necessary. Basically, well, the organizers wanted to have some sort of tree replanting mechanism, and it wasn't possible to do that very easily. I tried different things. I can make trees regrow just by having, whenever a tree dies, just a new tree appears in the same spot. But having some mechanism where you plant a tree, like I tried training trees at the town center or training a cart that you can then delete and turn into a tree, but all of that just crashed the game. So we ended up with a silly system where you had relic carts that were upgraded into goats, and when villagers harvest the goats, they then turn into a tree, which works, but it also is a bit unintuitive. Let's see. So, I'm looking at the villager numbers here. Still relatively even, actually. Bit of raiding going on here, but those are all low health. They're not even upgraded to light cavalry. There's a castle here securing some wood. And we have purple is going up to the Imperial Age. Theoretically, you could probably even sail ships through this, but you can't build a dock on this. So you can't get ships there in the first place. I think this army should be pushing its advantage somewhere, like just pressuring something, like let's expose maybe that, or this, or pushing towards the town center. We do have all the players are now building at the back, which is good because that's where they'll get wood after they deplete all their wood here. Or they have to push to the sides, but that's harder. Yellow getting more relics. This fight still not really happening. Let's watch this. I mean, purple is keeping good track and isn't going to die to that. Yellow sends 2 knights. Alright, well, who's going to be an Imperial first? We said purple. Purple doesn't have a castle, so there's not going to be actually... This side doesn't have any castles. And we don't have much in the way of castles here. Only Teal as the Vikings got a castle to secure the wood. So Imperial Age isn't necessarily going to bring a huge power spike in terms of trebs. Still some raiding. This is also too many villagers on a tiny pile of gold. It is nearly empty. We might be seeing a big game-deciding engagement here soon. Where does Teal have archers? Where are they? Teal resigned. Teal does not have much military. And that went fast, but if we return to the game now, we'll... See, Teal must have lost all of it here and just didn't have enough. And that's the thing, at this point...
Speaking.
Green and blue didn't have enough to hold back all of this anymore. And quick as that, it's over. We did have some games that went to the very late game where players then tried to set up trade back here, and we're running out of gold. It actually does become critical. A bit sad that we didn't see more water, but it is very open, so you do need to focus on land. That was the point too, that water would be an option on this map, but not a necessity. And we'll go into game number 2.1. So just as a recap, in this tournament, the second point is awarded on a mini best of 3 of 1v1s, where each team fronts a player and chooses a map and so on. The exact picking system for that isn't that relevant for us right now, but basically they can pick, I think one team picks the map, the other one picks the players or something like that. And then the final one, if the first two go one to each team, is then a mirror on a random one from the map pack again. So I made this map. We've seen it a couple times now. And of course the main gimmick here is that there are no trees. Only basically, these are technically reed trees, but I've renamed them into pile of wood, and they're hidden underneath this thing that looks like a pile of wood. And players who know the map, or who are willing to not build their town center immediately, but take a bit of time to scout out the location of one of these, will build their town center next to it. And then they will be able to secure this infinite pile of wood with the town center. Or a player can build their town center immediately and secure nothing, or they could put it on gold, actually. That happens occasionally. Yeah, and that's why I gave a caravan and some goats and something, so it would actually be like some sort of nomads in the desert that settle down. This is, of course, a salt lake in Oman, and is a very inhospitable place, to put it mildly. You can, the pictures that I use for inspiration are basically about like salt mining and so on in this area. It's very barren. This caravan doesn't do anything special. You can use it to scout, or you can use it to push ibexes towards your town center. Which, let's see what our other player is doing. Probably scouting. Probably scouting, although I don't see it. The other thing on this map is that there, in each corner, or just on the outside, there are these bandit encampments. These units won't join a player who finds them. They will attack anyone who comes nearby. And that's where the relics are hidden, basically. I'm wondering where yellow is. Okay, yellow is also trying to push goats. Ibex. This is not a normal nomad map by any means. There is technically a forage bush here. I hid it underneath a cart, so it sort of looks like you're gathering berries from a cart. And it has as much food as normally all 4 or 6 forage bushes would have. However many you normally have, 6, right? It has 750 food instead of 125. What you don't have is boars, but you start with extra goats to make up for that, and there are extra ibex that you can go for. Now what's interesting gameplay-wise on this map, you also get a camel to scout with, but what's interesting gameplay-wise is that despite the fact that it's very open, you think, okay, maybe scouts are good because it's hard to wall. Often archers are useful because players will go for little walls around their resources. Then archers can range that. But of course you can do bigger walls around that. And players have tried different things. Like you can attempt to go to Castle Age quickly because you have a safe wood source. So as long as you can gather just a little bit of gold, you might just be able to go to Castle Age very securely. Let's watch this though. We have a spearman coming out immediately. So the players are, it's both Persians. Each team is playing as Persians. We have a stable. We're going to be producing scouts and spearmen. And this player is going to be producing scouts and spearmen. I guess that's what you would expect in a mirror. I don't think it would make sense to make men-at-arms here because there's nothing useful you could... Unless you want to make men-at-arms to guard a tower. To go forward with villagers and men-at-arms and tower like the berries. Or tower the wood. That you can do. See, there are a lot of berries. There are 200 that are still worth fighting for here. And 1-1 at the moment in kills and deaths. The question, I suppose, is really just how many scouts do you even bother making? I mean, enough to deny the berries is good, and enough that you could, say, go over to the wood or the gold. You could also just defend entirely. Like if red can cause trouble here, that would be helpful. But yellow just needs to send the spearmen there, or fight back with villagers. Probably. I mean, right now, red is queuing up more scouts. Yellow is queuing up more spearmen. Yellow is not making villagers though, so if I could take a look at yellow's point of view, yellow doesn't have particularly many resources. Actually, you can also tell, okay, red is on gold. That's because red is thinking about Castle Age. Yellow is being harassed by scouts right now. Making more. Oh yeah, this is enough to defend the wood here. Although, because this lumber camp is right next to it, actually, they can't be gathered on this side. Let's take a look on red again. What is red? Well, red is still pumping out scouts and spearmen too. Building a blacksmith though is a second feudal age building. So that is planning for Castle Age. It's only one scout. The caravan can just also, it has a lot of hit points, it can just be used to tank shots. I don't know, that's just a gimmick I put in so that it looks more like actual nomads. And also so you have another unit to scout with at the beginning and find a good place to put your town center. Because the resources are near each player's center. The wood is scattered everywhere though, so there should be some down here too, along with some neutral resources. Yellow probably should have just built palisade walls around the whole thing. Because yellow has 32 villagers and red has 37 villagers. That is not good. Alright, but both players are now collecting gold. The reality is actually when I'm testing maps, a lot of testing, well, when I test myself, it's just generating them and seeing if I like the generation or checking to make sure, you know, every player has their resources or the forests look alright. You're just generating a bunch of times in the editor. I don't do much in the way of playtesting, unless there's an unusual mechanic that I need to make sure it works. But I do try to watch some of the streams or games that my maps are in to sort of get an impression of how they actually end up being played out. Plus to see, what other people comment on the streams, or what the casters have to say about them. But I think this one, after the initial shock of it being very different, has been pretty well received. Alright, so as you might notice, red is well on the way to Castle Age. Yellow is slightly on the way to Castle Age. And we're seeing a big fight here, where this spearman is also going to go down. And red is going to try and hit this wood again, which is not walled yet. There is a spearman to protect it though. Red is now going to be producing knights and researching armor for them. Oh, and the spearman goes down. All these scouts are low, but it requires, yeah. And there are many more spearmen. But now the red knight's coming in. And it also looks like yellow is not really seeding the farm, perhaps a bit short on wood. I think at this point, right, red is probably going to win this. Although, the difference in Castle Age timings isn't that huge. But just the fact that red was already ahead anyway. I'm taking out all the spearmen. Should be ready to raid here. Meanwhile, red is adding a town center on gold, another one on a wood pile. Ooh, camels. Camels are a good answer to deal with knights, especially because they produce more quickly. And they have an attack bonus versus cavalry. But red is also mixing in camels. And of course spearmen or monks can be used against camels. Now it looks like both players are going for cavalry. The thing here, right at this point though, red will pull ahead because red has the option to produce considerably more villagers and is doing so, while yellow is only on one town center. So yes, unless yellow can quickly do some damage, yellow is going to fall behind economically. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, these villagers have nowhere to go, and that is GG right there. So if we look at game 2.2, that's on Sonora. That's another fun map to look at. Let me quickly check. Do all players have their outposts? The players start with outposts here. Players should start with 4 outposts. I see for green only 3 outposts again? Or am I missing one? There should be one like there. Or is it really far away? No. Okay. I noticed that once before in the 1v1 in this map that there were some outposts missing. Doesn't matter much in the grand theme of things. So the center of this map has like these little valleys with a lot of the gold for the late game in them. And this cracked terrain means that buildings take more damage on it. And all these little tiny ponds make it sometimes hard to place a town center or a castle. And you can also wall here to the edge of the map. That's what we see in 3v3s. How this plays out on 1v1, we'll have to see. I've only seen it once in a 1v1 so far. And we have Mayans and Mayans here. So another mirror. Let's fast forward a bit. We can watch some sheep come in. We can watch the boar being lured in. There was a short pause. No players going for an early barracks. That's just a bit of skirmishing. Alright, looks like red is already going for walls. And green is already going for gold, and is already going for feudal age. And red is... that's a lumber camp. So going for gold early would suggest archers, especially when you put this many villagers on wood, and no villagers on food. Well, there are a couple on food there, but that's a player who wants to go heavily into archers right away. Meanwhile here, we're not getting any gold yet, but we do see plenty on wood. We'll see if green can get an early advantage from getting to feudal faster. Perhaps having an eco better geared towards archers. Alright, so red is going to get walls up over here. Red is going to be pretty full. I mean, red still has this part open, but red might get that closed as well in time. While the first archers come out here, let's follow the eagle scout around. Eagle scouting. Looking for places where archers might be able to do damage. Well, this one is going to take damage here. And this tournament you're not allowed to lame, so you can't actually take the sheep away. Red is now getting an archery range up as well, and with this we'll have fully walled to the side of the base. Except this here is a hole in the wall. Red will of course see anything coming along there, might be able to quickly plop down a house, but this is not fully walled. Alright, green getting another archery range. I'm gonna watch this hole, I think. That's just the eagle. But the archers are going forward. And red is making skirmishers. That makes sense because red was later to feudal age. Alright. So that scout goes down. This is still open. Shall we see if green knows about that? That might be interesting. Green can guess that it might be the case. We'll have to see where green sends the archers. Red has found the hole and is closing it. And green is just going to try and break through somewhere here. So Mayans, of course, get cheaper archers. That's why players will often go for archery range units as the mines. Let's quickly check on green's walls. Green has walled this, has walled this, and is walling that. And isn't going to get through here anywhere, although maybe. Red making more skirmishers, green making archers from 2 archery ranges. But red could build like a house there and that would block up the hole again. Or red could build nothing there. And then the archers will move in. But I guess... Ooh, and flanking here with more skirmishers. That's decent. Red might be able to take out most of these archers. And green is bringing some reinforcements. It's running away with the reinforcements. Stonewalling to the edge of the map. Alright, red following in the wrong direction, and green is going to loop around this way. Meet up with this group of archers. Meanwhile, red looking to do some damage, but skirmishers, well, not take down a palisade wall very quickly. Is the bottom line there. Unless there's a hole, which there is! Haha! Because there's elevation here and it's hard to see it. Oh dear. Although these are just skirmishers, skirmishers do 1 damage per shot to villagers. It's not a huge deal. What green could do, or what green is doing here, is going to make some eagle scouts, because eagles have some pierce armor, which means they take less damage from ranged attacks, and skirmishers have a minimum range too, so the eagle can just run up and then the skirmisher can't attack it. So that's a nice counter to skirmishers. Over here, that's a pretty good number of archers now. But all these houses will make it hard to break through anyway. Alright, red is not producing anything right now. Alright, green dealt with those and is making more eagle scouts, which I think are a good addition to the mixture, although it will be hard to break through here with all this. Red is walling with a market to avoid being shot at by archers. So these builders will be safe. Red is clicking up to Castle Age right now. So is green, so they'll both be there relatively similar time. And green isn't breaking through here anytime soon. Maybe if green were over here, there would still be a chance. But all of this takes time to break through. On the other hand, green does have the military advantage by far. Alright, he's walling over here just to be safe as well, but could take map control for what it's worth. That being said, there's some neutral stone around, but all the gold is in the middle. Green could just wall off the middle though, because players don't have that much gold. This gold is outside of red's walls. What is red going to do here? Red is also going to make eagles, and is going to make a castle here that green is going to spot, but not be able to do anything about. And that castle helps secure this sort of this middle passage and the stone. And could be used to produce plumed archers later on. Does Red have any other special plans? Red immediately builds extra town centers. I guess Red was aggressively mining stone for a long time, so this isn't unexpected. They should be able to get this castle up with some villager losses. Or not? Oh, that's a disaster. Red now building a siege workshop to help deal with this large number of crossbows, hopefully. Meanwhile, Green is pretty safe at home with stone walls. Yeah. And is going to guard this castle so it doesn't go up just yet. Red's going to try and sneak some more villagers there. Alright. And sending out a mangonel to attack the archers. Well, okay, this is sending enough villagers that the castle should go up. That did some damage. Oh, that was pretty good damage. Oh, Red sending the villagers into fight? Disaster. Yeah, so at this point Red has lost a lot of villagers and has no military. And didn't get the castle up. So that is GG. And let's take a quick look at game 2.3. That's an Ethiopian mirror on the map pack. And can you guess what map it is by looking at this? I think it's Thar Desert again. I think it's a 1v1 on Thar Desert, but I'm not 100% sure, so let's remove the fog of war. Oh, I was wrong, it's on Pog. Ooh. Well, today is a lucky day for getting my own maps played. On this map, players are in this middle long island, sort of close to each other. Oh boy. Well, now it's my fault to have made a buggy generation, because these berries belong to the red player. Oh dear. But they're closer to blue than they are to red. That's not good. That shouldn't be happening. Oh dear. That's very bad. I mean, fair enough, they're also pretty far away from blue, but... That's not good. Over here, of course, is the wood in the corner. The shallows that go there. And our sort of stone gold relic islands there, but... I don't like this berry situation. This is not good. I apologize for that. So let's fast forward a bit. There is certainly the option to do some very early Dark Age aggression and to prevent walling. Alright. I think at this point neither player is going to get the berries, so it's alright, but I'm sorry that this happened. This shouldn't have happened. Alright, yeah, both players. Okay, so that is some aggression, but that is going to arrive too late because blue has already walled entirely. And has anyone built a dock? Blue has docked on this side. Red has docked on no side. because red invested wood to build this. Alright. At this skill level, players will be attent enough to make sure that no one breaks through by just out repairing or building behind. That is the scout. Alright, so there's a dock coming up on the other side, so each player is docking a different side. Blue makes it to feudal age first, and is going to make some militia, turn them into men-at-arms immediately. Red instead going for more of a fast castle build, and going to click up to feudal age later. Yeah, there's scout goes down, and we're not going to see any aggression just yet. Both players have basically walled the front and have docked on different sides. Alright, blue going for a fire galley. But that... oh, a transport ship. Ooh! Fancy. Fancy, fancy. I'm glad I spotted that. Blue built a transport ship to get these. I was wondering where the men-at-arms were. That's a fun thing that you can do when players wall early. I've seen that actually a few times. And red could also do that to get around the walls on the other side. Oh, red is now building an outpost to make sure that something like that doesn't happen. Blue has built a dock here as well now. Or a while ago already, we saw that. So blue is looking to get water control. Red keeping these villagers safe close to the town center. Sending the old militia home to help fight this. And red is now researching, because red was going for fast castle, which means that they collect a lot of resources in Dark Age in order to click up to Castle Age very quickly. Blue is sending builders forward now. Ooh, ooh. Let's see. You could also drop them off down here. What are they going to build? That might be a bit ambitious. There are a lot of villagers here who could fight these two villagers. But I like the initiative. And can red not see this? Red can totally see this. But red has trapped some of their villagers with this gate, I think? No. Red was just busy doing other things, probably defending against that. So the archery range actually goes up. Now the villagers should be defeated here. And red builds a defensive archery range. Oh! And I think, what was that, one of the builders got back onto the ship? I feel like that's what happened, right? Yeah. And he's sitting in safety. Blue still has these initial men-at-arms that can help out in this fight. It's gonna send the builder back forward again. Just quickly check to make sure I've been messaged. should be okay. It's gonna attempt to get another archery range up. Oh, it might actually. Oh, no, this villager looks a bit low. To be perfectly honest. Maybe if the villager builds some palisades around for protection. I love that we're seeing this. This is nice and entertaining gameplay. Blue is basically forcing everything to happen over here and just has the freedom to do everything. Took down the dock there. Has now 2 archery ranges back here. I mean, red has plenty of safe villagers. In fact, the villager count is essentially even. But this is a lot of forward pressure. Red potentially just building these houses to help with vision and to block potential building sites. Ooh, blue building a secret sneaky stable that red probably doesn't see. Red does not see. Red is going to try and wall in the archery range. Does blue have the units to deal with that? Archers and archers. A lot of skirmishers. That's what the stable is going to be for scouts. This might get walled in though before the archers can get out. Oh, second stable even. We're not messing around. Alright, massing up scouts here. What is red doing? And raiding the woodlines here with the fire galleys. I like this. Alright, red is trying to wall in the other one as well. Blue is still producing in the walled-in archery range. Those archers won't be able to go anywhere though unless some of the walls are destroyed. But we now see 4 scouts, which is an appreciable number, and they even have armor already. Blue deletes the archery range to get out, and ungarrisons these as well. These should be able to deal with that builder and then attack all kinds of things, like the gold miners. While these here just slowly fight their way out. Looks like red does have decent military numbers though. Blue should get rid of this guy, otherwise this archery range is going to be walled in as well. But blue was working a way to get to Castle Age. It still has absolute map control. There's some fishing ships sitting there. We're seeing archery range at home now, given that these are not useful anymore. When blue can use these then to produce knights, so there's certainly still a purpose to these. And blue's actually going to produce a galley to help attack all of these wood gathering lumberjacks. Well, now they're builders because they're going to go. Does red been collecting stone? Where is red building something? Shall we take a look at what red is doing? Let's take a look at what red's point of view. Red is building a lumber camp, fair enough. Alright, and red is walling in this stable as well. This is when blue should just make like one scout. Just to harass that. Okay, actually we see a lot of spearmen coming in. The army going forward. Alright, galley here too. Blue is making knights at the back. Well, that makes sense. There are plenty of spearmen though. And blue getting more ship upgrades. Gonna lose. Nope, just gonna pay attention and not lose that. So despite everything, red actually has, you know, the big archer numbers at this point. So while blue has a lot of map control, blue does need to have some sort of answer to this, which is currently lacking. Blue is producing skirmishers at home. The ships have managed to... Okay, red is trying to sneak up a dock at the back. Because there are now galleys on both sides. Maybe even monks to convert the ships. But blue now needs to fight this large army here. Bringing the university even. It's red. Okay, red's going forward because red is a bit short on wood that isn't rangeable by ships. This army's slowly going down, causing a lot of disruption. Oh, red spots the dock. Alright. Oh, blue spots the dock. I mean, red's sending a ram to deal with this. And this army finally going down here. Let me just pause for 1 second. I need to check something. Let me quickly just see. Yeah, all right. All right. Thanks for stopping by in any case. It is getting late here. Tomorrow is a holiday for me. That's why I can do a bit more. I think I'll certainly do like 1 or 2 more games like the rest of this matchup between the teams. I don't know how many games that actually is. At most 3, at least 1 more. And then I'll have to see how late it is. If I feel like doing any more. Thanks for stopping by to take a look. Yeah. There's a lot of villagers there. There is wood over here. But players need to know about the map and need to have sent a scout there to actually realize that. Also, that is risky when your opponent controls the water. This dock, fire galley, this is almost when you build demolition ships, maybe. Alright, so that was rammed down. This is going to go down. mangonel can deal with skirmishers. And the crossbowmen are back in. Villager counts are relatively even, so are military counts. Alright, blue's now also adding more siege. In the long run, blue should win with water control, but I feel like red is making some things happen here. Alright, that was cleared out. Oh, these skirmishers ungarrisoned. These crossbowmen. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, mangonels are big. And blue does not have any stables here, only one at the very back. Red is desperately trying to get wood up here in the front. But blue is not going to allow that to happen. There's some room here to get wood at the very back, too. Red could also push in here again. Still has lots of mangonels, so does blue, though, at this point. Yeah, well, same time zone. Have a good night. Ooh, what's down here? Nothing really. Nothing really. Oh, blue is now sending villagers over here to build unknown at this point. But blue is being pressured on the front. Red is going to collect all these berries that no one gathered just yet. See some mangonels trade. Blue does have the advantage of controlling water, but needs to be diligent about denying everything. Well, I think red is doing a decent push here. These are just standing around. Could at least attempt to attack somewhere here. Did blue? No, not blue is moving again. Building a town center there. On some more wood. That's actually a fair point. So this is only the second town center for blue. And probably red has also not built a second one yet. Because everyone has been so busy producing military and not... Well, basically, people didn't have the resources to support another town center worth of production. Alright, lots of mangonels going down. Blue is definitely head on villager, so probably didn't lose nearly as many to raiding. That's gonna go down. Where is red getting wood now? Where? Here red is getting a little bit of wood. And Red is having trouble finding places to get wood, I would say. Alright, Blue's building a defensive castle. There are a lot of villagers here that could perhaps be exposed. Really matters, I guess, how these. Yeah, okay, 1 for 1. So I think here, yeah, Red resigned because no more mangonels, probably out of wood. Although there is more wood to be had, but also behind significantly. That was a good game to watch. Red had a big army there in feudal. Yeah, we saw that actually, but wasn't able to make that much damage happen with it. So let's look at game number 3 on the map pack. Ooh. We have had this one, but not as a team game, only as a 1v1. At least in the matches that I was looking at. So this is representing a small desert region in Brazil. And each player has like this dune with some shallow water in between. Units can walk over this. And all of the wood, except for some trees, is found in the center. So players will need to build a lumber camp in the center and will need to maintain control of their slice of the middle throughout the game. And you can't wall these shallows, of course, so players will sort of wall around their wood probably. And we'll see how this plays out in a team game. There's also the sea tower that sort of shows players where their wood is and will help defend it in the early game. It's not particularly strong, but it does have a good range. Yeah, so let's see, let's fast forward a bit. Alright, green is going for a dock. There are only shorefish here, which fishing ships do not gather from very quickly. And yellows, yeah. No one else going for a dock. Has everyone built a lumber camp in the center? Yellow has not. Well, yellow has. Purple has. Teal has, green has, blue has. Okay, all of the players have. Alright, let's watch the dock. And here we see green attempting to push this deer towards the town center. Deer is sort of cooperating, not quite, not really. Sort of-ish. Alright. Let's see what we have in feudal age then. Let's keep watching green until it's who will be in feudal age first. That will be yellow. Alright, yeah. So purple already starting to wall in the villagers there. Yellow has a barracks. And yellow will have sent some militia somewhere. Or is just building the barracks in preparation for building a stable now. Yeah, there's the stable. Let's see, so blue walling to the edge of the map and to the town center. Sending more villagers forward here. And we'll see. On the 1v1s, players did a lot of archers to pressure the wood here, but players also didn't know that they were getting this map here. So it's once again where you have an archer civilization, a cavalry civilization, and an archer civilization, and probably the same here. Exactly. Alright, so this is safe. See, red is pretty far away from his teammates, but is walling to the edge of the map. Blue is walled in the wood. Green has walled in. Oh, green is a bit late walling in, but we'll get it up now. And teal is having to fight with villagers right now. And is trying to get up a defensive tower. That will probably get up in a moment, yeah. And that should chase off any archers too. Now let's... This tower... That's decent at fighting off feudal armies. You can't garrison in it though. And let's see here. Yeah, yellow can't do any damage here. So I'm seeing a lot of feudal military. This is the thing. So teal has not walled and is now paying the price for not walling by having to defend all over the place. Green is coming to help. And should be able to clear out those archers. Even with yellow there too. And yeah, I mean this is securely walled. This is, well, there are archers here in the hole. Mostly secure. Green still has the fishing ships. That being said here, actually purple hasn't walled at all. Both of our Ethiopian players specifically have not walled. So that's where most of the aggression is going to be. It's going to be on this side here. I wonder though, because controlling this middle wood is absolutely essential. I was speculating if towers would be good, or at least towers on the defensive would be good. And we have seen one tower. Other than that, just a lot of walls, and there is of course the sea tower. Which in some cases is further from the wood than in others. Let's see. Well, that's 9 archers, and that is 11 archers. 2 is 13. So red should be able to win this fight. Force blue away. He's bringing in reinforcements as well, though. And this depends as well on micro, but looks like red has this. Blue sends the extra archers away. On this side, lots of defensive armies, also here. So basically we have a 1v1 here, 2v2 here, but no one actually attacking. There are going to be some feudal skirmishes, but probably no army will commit to a fight. As I say that, we might have big engagement here. Looks like green and teal win this. Right, they do. They force purple to build a tower here, and then force purple to abandon building the tower for the moment. There will be skirmishers coming out though to clear this. But now green gets the berries as well and takes down one more villager. There are two. I see two ladies lying there. Teal still denying this tower. Now green is going to attack the skirmishers, while teal is going to try and keep the builders from completing this. This tower isn't very far, but no, teal decides to withdraw. And currently yellow and green are on the way to Castle Age, so that's the two pocket civilizations, so to say. Who have an ally on each side of them. And I see, ooh, that's a lot of stables here in the middle. This means though that there probably won't be room to build a town center here if you build all of this other stuff there. And we've had our skirmishers going on here, but no one winning that just yet. Oh, let's see what the scouts do back here. They run around and force out these defenses. So we should see knights coming out, well, in the middle, because that's where the stables are. While these isn't going to matter that much. Yeah, and we see purple is not on the way to Castle Age. Everyone else is, or is already there. These knights are going to head straight over here, and these now at least has some small walls around it, or building walls. And purple is going to move in as well. Purple is still in feudal age though, while everyone else is in castle age. That's not great because these archers and skirmishers won't be as good as these as soon as these archers turn into crossbows and get the extra attack upgrade. So all the purple archers are gone. At this point, purple has 5 military, and yellow also doesn't have much. Purple is not able to click up to Castle Age yet. So this is when green and teal should push, because purple is currently weak. Well, here, what is this? Green running around a bit, but doesn't matter. Blue's gonna push here while all the red crossbows are over there. But let's look at this here. Could take the sea tower down, but it only has 500 hit points. And now, because purple still only has feudal age archers, let's see. Ooh, okay, knights go in, crossbows go in here. Also, just checking over here, it looks like blue is on the wood. This is really bad. Like, red needs to win this fight, otherwise red has nowhere to get wood. A couple trees like this, or running further over here maybe. But it's really important to keep wood control. Same here. Purple... Because purple can't continue producing archers without wood. Does manage to click up to Castle Age though, but needs to retake this position. Because pushing around here, also for yellow, if yellow loses these villagers or has to withdraw them, yellow has no place to get wood. Loses a stable. And I think that is, yeah, that's GG, right? Because purple, no villagers on wood, and not in Castle Age, and now yellow, not able to take this fight. And red probably lost a lot over there, but we couldn't watch that. So that was game 3, and it appears that this set only goes on to game 3 because one team won. They didn't bother putting in fake uploads this time. Last time they put in, for most of the sets, they actually put in fake games, so it's hard to tell if a specific team won or not until you look at all of them. But I need to now judge how much more I want to do tonight. I think, let me see if any of my friends have written again, if we're going to do anything else. I don't think so. We can look at a few more. We can look at a few more. So let's take a look at France A versus USA F. That first game will be on the map pack again. So we can load that. And we have Sonora here. And yeah, we saw this as a 1v1 today already. We have some unfortunate outpost positions where they're sort of right next to resources, but that's okay, you can still gather from the other side. Let's see. I think the missing outpost issue only happens in 1v1s. Yeah, looks fine here. The other thing I'm noticing, just briefly looking at this, is that teal is very far from his allies, close to the enemies, and purple is very far from his allies and close to the enemies. But what we usually see on this map is that teams will attempt to wall and that it goes to the late game. Although this is, no, this is also wallable. And the middle here, as always, contains the extra gold, and has this cracked terrain so buildings take more damage, and has lots of little ponds to make it hard to build castles and town centers. And what do we have? Britons, Franks, Mayans, Britons, Mayans, Huns. Because players are going for archers and cavalry in the typical team game compositions. So, who shall we watch currently? Which set is closest together? Let's watch the scout for a bit. The scout finds a sheep, but is not allowed to steal it. And is going to run away again. And if we check over here, we have the beginnings of a house wall. I don't think we'll see a rush, so go a bit faster. I see loom coming in from various players, though I do see some men-at-arms or militia here. And the fact that Loom's coming in, players usually get Loom right before they click on Feudal Age. Or we also see some militia here. So we're seeing
Shot it.
sort of mirror, okay, and that's then the defensive one. And or just both players are doing it. It's queued up 5, is that correct? That's a large number of militia to queue up. And these are going to run into the barracks here. This is also just generally strategy-wise on this map. Players can wall sort of a circle around themselves, or alternatively they can wall to the center. And usually walling to the center is better, certainly in the long run. But just to entirely wall off the side, and potentially then walling in the center too, because otherwise enemy troops will just walk through the center. So far, where are the red? Okay, the red ones are just defensive. And did any red ones go forward? Don't see any.
Yay.
Alright, well,
Mandatum.
there haven't really been any engagements there. It looks like purple lost a villager to a boar or a wolf. Boar, probably.
Ready.
And we're gonna have some sort of drush fight here. It looks like purple will be cleared out and only takes down 1 militia. This fight is about to happen, so yellow's bringing in the scout as well, or considering bringing in the scout as well. Alright, yellow's now bringing in extra scouts because yellow is in Feudal Age. And in fact, everyone is... Nope. Teal is not clicked yet. Teal is now going up with more villagers. And Teal has walled, just finished it, to the center and is now reinforcing the wall into the edge. Then we look here, nobody's walled here, and some self-walls. And purple has also done the mirror of what Teal's done, and is additionally going to wall the center here. If this villager doesn't die to the scout, she's not. But now green ones come in and they're going to take out the builders. Blue's going to come in as well. So this area will remain open. Alright, red walling in the center, and then moving forward again. And this looks like more dead wall builders. Oh, and purple has lost 9 units. Oh, that's the entire drush plus several villagers. The scouts are still... Oh, now they're going to move. Oh, they're going to loop back. It's also a question, so... Teal is not constructing any military, he's going to try and get to Castle Age quickly. Yeah, and clicks up to Castle Age first. That makes sense. Alright, and blue is not able to wall here because there are several scouts that pick off the builders as well. Which is in fact just what we saw at the top happen to purple. So we're seeing actually considerably more early aggression than I've seen previously on the 3v3s here. Alright, green at least walls to the center. And clears out these red units. But there's still these scouts running around. And alright, purple with some spearmen to guard does get the walls up. Green with a spearmen to guard will get those walls up. Yellow is still getting some scouting intel and could look for a weak villager, like, there's one. But it now has to run away. And can just keep these scouts busy. Alright, so what is our teal player going to do in Castle Age? Add a town center. Upgrade the archers. And run into a wall with a tower behind it. So it's going to try and maybe get through over there. Meanwhile, everyone except purple has clicked up to castle. Interestingly, this wall actually has a layer of gaps in between, I believe. There's two diagonal ones next to each other. That's why it looks like that. Is there anything else happening? The scouts are still running around, but... lots of players reaching Castle Age now. Red has plenty of time to build houses behind, but needs to make sure there's no gap right there, which is impossible to see with these stone structures, but is something that needs to be checked for. Yeah, Red just noticed the gap. He's gonna lose the builders, but did delay further here, and that should give Red time to get to Castle Age, basically, and turn these into crossbows. And ping his ally to send some knights. Here we have blue crossbows will be breaking through as well. So interestingly, teal and sort of yellow don't really have a close passage exactly next to their base, while red and purple really do have a passage right into the middle from their base. Right, teal gonna try and break through on this side, and that will be very successful. Meanwhile here, blue is building another forward wall. Controlling the middle is of course important for the late game. In that transition period where gold is run out on the sides, but you're not ready to set up trade just yet. Or specifically where you want to delay setting up trade while your opponent has to spend, or your opponents have to spend valuable resources to do that. Alright, blue breaking through on this side. So blue broke through here, but decided to go through on this side instead. Fight the one on his side. red and yellow have military to defend this. And shall we check on our town center counts? I see 3 town centers here. And some reinforcement of the walls. I see 3 town centers here. I see a long, unnecessarily extended wall that should have probably been made to the edge that way, but I see 1 town center here. And here I see 1 second coming up, 3rd here. Here I see 1, 2, 3. And 1 town center. Lots of military units converging in the center. Blue wants to secure as much as possible of this. Meanwhile here, red and yellow are in.
Ready.
Teal still wants to mass some more numbers before engaging that. And or get ballistics, it seems. And get some archer armor.
Yay.
Yeah, because these have no armor yet.
Mandatum.
Probably a good idea to get that upgrade in first before taking the fight.
Ready.
These still have more armor even. Will Teal delay for ballistics as well? At some point, this becomes too big of a threat, and you actually do have to take the fight. Let's see. Alright. This could be a big engagement. Looks like red has 4 archery ranges to produce from while teal only has 2. And I'm seeing all the green knights are all gone. And red is gonna have to run away here. Actually, wait. Red is still going to have to run away, despite the fact that yellow is his ally. Because there weren't many yellow knights either. I see another archer range come up now. And I will quickly check on the other side.
Ready.
It looks like green is raiding here with impunity. And has not been spotted yet. That isn't good when you lose a bunch of villagers like that. Alright, purple spots it now. But blue is also in. He's going to try to break through there again, possibly. You see, red's going to have a siege workshop to help on push on this side. Let's...
Ready.
Does purple have military? 16 only.
Yay.
Versus blue's 44 military. That's going to be a problem.
Mandatum.
Blue can just run around and take out farms and keep villagers idle. Also, if you look at the villager count, you can see purple only has 40 right now. Must have lost quite a few there. And it's going to be unable to get the stone walls up here. Oh, because there's already a breach. Purple is bleeding more villagers, while blue moves deep in. That's going to get cleaned up, but over here...
Yay. Ready.
Well, nothing happening here just this second, but purple is still very much behind on villager count. And actually, if we look at it, red, so is red. Red at least has a large army. But, oh, alright. And blue is taking advantage of the middle.
Greeting.
So is yellow, though, here, and red.
Mandatum. Ready.
Purple gonna try and stonewall this after all. And we have imp coming in for several players. Yellow, blue, and green. Yellow going to try and snipe the mangonel. Nope. Yellow going to try and cut off some reinforcements. No, yellow is on the same team as red. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Green should be doing that, but green is way back here. Just building up numbers. Blue was right desperately housed. Or teal, yeah. This needs to be an engagement soon. Purple are adding more town centers to try and catch up again. I guess that is 60 versus not 60. Teal is waiting for some siege to come out to help. This town center is not looking healthy. But Imperial coming in. That, well, given that it's two of, that is green and blue, both Imperial, that's the team that has the advantage from reaching Imperial. It was a decent shot. That one, not so much. Oh, yellow trying to force up a castle here, and yellow has lots of knights and will be able to force up the castle. Blue's also getting one up and will be able to build, well, both players will actually be able to build trebuchets there. Purple being left alone, given time to build stone walls. Now this fight, well, needs to happen soon. And because yellow's knights or cavaliers are over there, green now takes this engagement. And red has lost all of its military. That's where positioning is important. Yellow was able to force up this castle, but that meant the red lost all of the crossbows down here. And it also means that green can push in here. Red just deletes those walls in order for yellow to move in the paladins. Paladin is of course a big power spike, but I think green has a numbers advantage. And teal is also a hero while red is still trying to rebuild across the numbers. Also at this point, teal is in Imperial Age as well. Paladin's performing surprisingly well though. They are, of course, Frank Paladins, with 192 hit points. Considerably more than the Hun Cavaliers at only 140. I'm actually amazed at how well Yellow did in that fight. Green has Paladin now as well. Let's just quickly check on the rest of this. So we could be having a treb war here in the middle, but we're not. Blue is making trebuchets. Yellow does have trebuchets there, but they're not close enough yet. And a GG is called. That's, I suppose, because all the paladins are gone? Or has purple crumbled on this side? Purple only has 10 military. So I take that as a yes. Purple doesn't have anything to deal with this. But also just, I guess it's just the general score lead. And maybe Yellow didn't have the resources to continue Paladin production much longer. Yeah, this is when when Red lost all of the crossbows. All right, let's try and do this set. Yeah. So game 2.1 is on Harapo again. This is a 1v1 though. Looks to be a Portuguese mirror. So we have seen this on 1v1. Alright, looks like Blue has a pretty small dune area here, and then center there, while Red is a bit further from the central wood line. Check the resources, look fine, I think. Looks alright. Yeah, so in a 1v1, I expect to see lots of archers, probably. Although I suppose you could go cavalry, but archers will more easily deny quick walls. So I think it is important to have those, unless you go for a tower. We saw a tower rush as well, actually, in one of the early games. That tower rush failed, though, because the other player just moved their lumber camp slightly out of range, and there is plenty of wood line to retreat to. Alright, Blue going there, Red now going forward as well. And we're going to fast forward through the Dark Age, I would say. Unless we see, say, a barracks come up or something. But so far I am not seeing a barracks come up. Both players are going to reach feudal at a similar time. Alright, Blue already thinking about walling, and now getting up a barracks. And so is Red, so that they'll be ready to get production buildings in feudal age. We see a stable here, and we're going to see a stable here. I guess it seems Portuguese you're supposed to go into stables. And that's actually true. On the 3v3s, we've always seen the Portuguese players go for cavalry. I suppose the gold discount makes a bigger difference there. Also, I could probably check even. Portuguese probably don't have like arbalest or something. They do have arbalest. Is there any particular reason why you wouldn't take Portuguese archers? Not particularly. Yeah, you could take them, actually. Because I feel that what are scouts going to achieve here? They're not going to get into the wood. Unless you bring like a tower forward as well. And there is plenty of gold and stone at home that could be collected. And not that much of it is required in Feudal Age anyway, if both players are going for scouts. So, I don't know about that. I mean, I suppose if you're quick, you could catch out a player before the walls get up, but... What are these scouts going to achieve? Not that much, I would think. They're going to try and get into that, and it's going to be walled, and they're going to go over here, and everything's going to be close to the town center. Well, I guess that's somewhere they could go. That is somewhere they can go. So blue actually going for the more central production buildings close to the wood, which can be useful because the wood is so important. While red going for the production buildings at home, which is more standard. Alright, blue's still producing scouts, red is not producing scouts anymore, because red still has some scouts. Alright, now red is producing scouts. I still question... Well, I mean, with scouts, if you're active with them and you have the micro, you can try to pick off some farmers, I suppose. But... there's certainly a gap there. That was just a house that needed to be a house. These scouts can't actually do that much damage if the opponent is attentive. Saying that though, they do take out a builder right there. Meanwhile here, see a market going up. That would be the second feudal age building. And we don't have one here yet. So blue will be looking to reach Castle Age, doesn't have nearly enough resources currently. Oh, the scouts are very low at this point. They can do some good, important scouting though. We're gonna have another spearman fight here. Yeah, so blue's on the way to Castle Age now. Red is getting a blacksmith now. Wait, no, that's a stable. Got a blacksmith and is getting a second stable. Blacksmith and stable foundations look similar, I'm sorry. And blue has not gone a second stable. So at this point, this gold is a bit exposed. There are some spearmen though, but they're going to fight other spearmen. The villagers are all still have plenty of hit points. so that's okay. Alright, blue adding another stable now too. Both players intending to go knights.
I'll say the sport.
Blue will be up first with knights. Red will be up with a third stable. And with some walls coming in. This is the important area to really take control of, because as soon as you can force an engagement here, and if your opponent isn't willing to take the engagement, you just force them off wood and they lose. And if they do take it, as long as you have the superior military, you just win that. So where are the knights going to go? We see a forward monastery here. Could have a monk steal the relic, but only if the sea tower is down. But you could also convert enemy knights, or villagers, or other things. This is a smart idea. I've seen players do that. Because you really want to secure the wood. Can't stress that enough. Right, red going for a defensive monastery. And still has some scouts in the mix, that's nice for the line of sight. And, I don't think blue wants to take this fight just yet. Especially the light cav could go pick off the monk, that's true. Before the monk even gets to really get a conversion off, as far as I can tell. That's just a llama. Okay. Very even villager count, very even kills and deaths. Red has somewhat more military, by virtue of having more stables, right? See 3 there. Well, blue has 2. It's adding a town center on the gold, and has added one on the wood. And scout cav waiting for new monks. And red is adding a 3rd town center as well. So yeah, very even, as you might expect from a mirror. The monastery is taking a lot of damage here. This is when you build a university and get masonry and other types of building armor. No, this is when you... There's three monks in there. You ungarrison them on the far side and try and convert all 3 of these. Alright, looks like we have a fair number of 2B pikemen coming in. Right, managed to get the monks out safely. And red is now adding more monks as well. The pikemen, though, that is a solid thing in the mix because they're not really worth converting, and they will help deal with this and will help deal with the light cav or scouts. There aren't really many in the mix now, right? There's 2 scouts. So let's see how good the monk micro really is from our blue player. Looks like players don't want to engage yet. Scout cav looking to catch the monks out. Ooh, they might actually catch the monks out. No, they won't. villager count's dead even still. We have a siege workshop here. That can finish destroying the monastery, I suppose. And there we have a second, someone's housed. Looks like blue is badly housed. And is building a forward siege workshop as well. Gonna take out the siege tower. Going for a bit of a siege monk push. We see scorpions here. We'll see what we see out of this siege workshop. We see a ram. Huh. 2 rams. Well, rams can break in here, take out production buildings, or they can tank scorpion shots, I suppose. Well, the scorpions can take out monks. Alright, so the red actually added more scouts, I feel, still into the mix again. And upgraded them to light cap, right? Oh, they're still scouts. Alright, big engagement here. Mangonel's going down, Conversion's going out. Who's going to win this fight? Red? Blue? Looks like blue's winning it. Although the monks will all go down. And this new Mangonel will not go down just yet. Alright, I guess all the extra pikemen did pay off. Oh, Mangonel does go down. Monk could convert if he has monk juice, he does. Alright, so blue now has a significant military advantage. Red adding another stable to enhance production and getting many more farms set up. And if we check, blue is heavily on stone, looking to drop a castle. Castle on the wood, well, red could migrate, but that might be devastating. Or just a castle somewhere here. And in fact, I see 4 villagers right here. That is an aggressive castle, so is this. There are a decent number of pikemen here. And red currently doesn't have any siege out. I don't think red can get those builders. Could try and convert them, but monk is going to not be microed. And that is GG. Because a castle here denies a lot of farm space. And red once again has no military. And game number 2.2 is on Painted Desert, and it's a Magyar's mirror. So we seem to be seeing a lot of mirrors here, but I guess that's because players have a similar idea about what the best civ on a given map is. So let's see. With some issues with generation on this map. I mean, gold can is exposed to the hill somewhat. That is true. Yeah, green has a bit more of an open area, I would say, but actually no, that's somewhat similar. Somewhat similar, I would say. Yeah, nothing too unusual about this map. You have these big mountainous areas in the middle, though. Controlling those can be very useful. And the wood is all on the outside, and players will go and build lumber camps on the outside. So let's take a look at green is getting a barracks up. So is red, in preparation for making scouts in feudal age. And also the barracks, of course, helps because you can get out spearmen too to defend. Stable, and we'll see a stable right there. Yeah. And the immediate attack upgrade means that these scouts are now already dangerous to villagers. Somewhat. We'll see immediate spearmen as well from both. They know what they're doing in this mirror. Do see a red player seems to be getting housed. Alright, spearman. Red's gonna win that engagement. And the duel continues. Well, the spearmen are very slow to take each other out. Alright, red trades some damage on the scout there for the spearmen. The duel continues. Alright. Green adding an archery range to get perhaps some skirmishers out or some archers to deal with the spearmen. Either will work. Red not doing such a thing. Also green has attempted to wall, but this is still open at the back. What have we got coming out of this? Nothing currently. If you're gonna build an archery range, you might as well use it. Alright, now there's an archer. The archer will help against taking out spearmen and can also do damage to the scouts. Builder is gonna go down. This, the green is walling and has walled that too. So once this wall is up, we'll be pretty well walled. And archer, I don't know where the archer is just now. We'll check in a moment. We have scouts on the wood line, taking out a villager and going down. And the archer, I don't know where the archer went. Where's the gather point of this building? There it is, there's the archer. Maybe I was just a little bit blind there. So in this mirror, basically the goal is to get a small eco advantage and then capitalize on that by expanding it. Or alternatively, to get a faster power spike and use that to deal damage by wiping out the opponent's army or wiping out some of their eco. So far, it's been very even. Archers, I would say, are a good addition here. And you'll notice that red has also added an archery range. And in fact has skirmishers in the mix as well to deal with these spearmen. Although currently the skirmisher was attacking the scout. But the skirmisher will help against archers too, but is particularly vulnerable to scouts. So here it comes down to microing the right units against the right units. Not losing too much damage to the wolf. And here, yeah. See, each unit doing its task. How are we doing? Villager counts. Green is slightly ahead, but is also currently not producing any. Yeah, there we go. Military is pretty even. Kills and deaths pretty even. Red sort of going for the more conservative walls. Well, green has a pretty nice back base, but will be harder to re-wall somewhere here because there aren't any villagers. Alright, green adding a second archery range. Red adding walls. And no player just ready for Castle Age yet. Ooh, red adding a blacksmith. Does green have a blacksmith? Yes. Because you do want to upgrade archers. Get them fletching, and then at that point... I guess if you're just going scouts and spearmen, you don't really care about the blacksmith early on because Magyars get the attack upgrade anyway, or you care about it less for that reason. Alright, so now we're going to try and make something happen. Green is going for a forward tower. Red notices this, preemptively goes for a tower on the gold as well. This tower might have to be abandoned, it seems. Depending on how this engagement goes. But it looks like Green's plan for a forward tower is in shambles. And the villagers will head home or need to find a different point of attack. And green hasn't deleted the tower yet, but at this point probably should. And there we go. And red has clicked up to Castle Age. Is adding a second stable on the back of that. And green has clicked up to Castle Age and is adding houses and more walls. And is still producing an archer. And it sounds like green had stuff expiring, but they were all rebuilt, mostly.
Again?
Alright, so if we look at this, green is going for archers now, while red is going for more scouts. But green is getting the armor upgrade, so it's going to be going knights, and red is also getting the armor upgrade. So I think question is, will green continue with archers? A second range does suggest so. Or green will go cavalry archers. Getting bloodlines there as well. So let's see. Red is producing knights. Green is going to queue up. Well, it's going to upgrade the archers. Might not be many left to upgrade, but... Ah, there was still an archer queued up in front of the upgrade. At this point you can cancel the upgrade, unless you're going to make more archers. Oh, okay, Green does want to make more archers. In that case, no cancelling the upgrade. Town center to secure the gold in the front. And red is adding 2 more archery ranges. Those could be either archers or cavalry archers as well. We'll see. Red running through green's base uncontested though. And green is forced to pull many villagers towards the town center. And is going to lose villagers here. And where are the crossbows? They should have either gone forward or back, but not stayed here. Alright. Interesting, so we're going to see crossbows versus knights here. And looks like red is adding heavy cavalry archers, and green is adding some knights as well. It's interesting to see them going for different units, though. Green can't afford to go forward, having not cleared out these knights. Meanwhile, more knights come in. Green wants to get a town center up here. Probably will be able to, but maybe not. It's not so many crossbows. So this map is called Painted Desert. By green eggs, I believe. To represent sort of these badlands type of deserts that exist in the southwestern United States. Alright, so green is on 3 town centers and is sending some villagers somewhere here. What is red doing? Red now has managed to accumulate, build up a large number of cavalry archers and is stayed on 2 town centers. Where's... Green is doing something fancy with villagers here. Adding another archery range, maybe we're gonna see... maybe just more crossbows as well. Those villagers are somewhat exposed. Especially if red sees them. If red sees them or not, well, they're forced to run away in any case. It might once again come down to one player being able to do a castle drop and either succeeding or failing. Well, that's too late to wall that hole. Or maybe to trap the cavalry archers inside. Red doing better because the cavalry archers are something more tanky. These villagers migrating to safety. Despite all this though, green is ahead in villagers because green has 3 town centers. And red has built siege on the hill. And will be pushing with mangonels down the hill. And it's also going for the central gold there, while still raiding back here. And this could actually be powerful if red can stay alive back here but also push here. Then green might not be able to fend off both attacks. It's only 13 military. You're making a map called Forest Point. Were you here for Sonora? That sounds sort of like that, except there the center has paths, but the paths are the openings and the rest is stone. But I think the overall layout is probably a similar idea, the way you've described it at least. I think green has a bit of a problem here. Or at the very least, well, the villager counts are still even, or even again. That's a testament to either red adding more or green losing more now. Green is going to try and come with a mangonel, but there are knights right there that could take it out. Green going for a second siege workshop, that's not a good sign. Mangonel does get 2 for 1, that's solid. But there is still a more acute problem of many knights and cavalry archers in the eco. Well, not in eco, but attacking. I think so as 2. I think it might be a GG for green. Green could hold on for a while, but I'm not sure what green can do to win this position. A very lucky mangonel shot. Or some excellent micro or something. Green now has only half the military again, and red is collecting lots of gold. middle. Town center does go down. I feel like Red is collecting plenty of stone, which should be enough to put a castle somewhere here. While Green is ignoring stone and focusing on resources to produce more military. Yeah, this is... These are... Magyars, though. They also don't have the strongest pikemen, probably. They do have Halb. They don't have the final upgrade. They're both Magyars. Those are outposts. Yeah, Green is losing villagers now to this. Can't hold this anymore. And so that was, yeah, that was Magyars and Magyars. And now we have a Slav mirror on the map pack. Ooh, this looks like Thar Desert to me. And it is. So in 1v1, this area in the middle is pretty small. It is a very nice map. Painted desert. I thought it looked very nice visually, with the different layers of well, the different layers of on the hill. Okay. So this map looks a bit different in 1v1 than 3v3 just because the area in the middle isn't so huge, but otherwise similar enough. There's some forward gold here and forward gold there. Players could dock, or not. So we'll see what they do. They didn't know which map they would get here. So they did. Actually, since it's a mirror, it's probably a random civilization, right? Or one of them picks and the other one is then also that civ. Don't know how the mirror was actually implemented. If it's a random mirror or a pick mirror. Alright, yellow up to feudal first. Red looking to expand the eco with fishing ships. We have a barracks and a stable. And we'll probably see the same thing here once Red reaches feudal age. So yeah, we're gonna see a similar scouts and spearmen fight, where Red has the advantage of extra food by collecting fish. what is your question, though? Oh, the fact that not that many people are watching me. That's because, well, the fact that I'm a map maker doesn't make me known. Well, we can start there. I'm known on the Random App Scripting Discord for that, sure, but I didn't advertise this here because I wasn't specifically doing scripting on stream today. So I advertised on the World Desert Championship Discord, and from like about 40 or like 40 to 50 people will watch the video afterwards, maybe because they're in a different time zone, but it's you know, the players who are in these matches do want to see them, I think. I think it's a lot of those are watching them. But the other thing is I'm not actually a common streamer, right? I did a little bit when the Definitive Edition came out, but in reality, I don't stream very often. Like, I did a little bit when it came out, and then I streamed some for one other tournament where there were a bunch of basically new custom maps that was called Masters of RMS. And then I've been also experimenting a little bit with streaming for other games as well, but overall I've only recently been putting in a lot of effort to stream things, so that's why not that many people are actually watching. And I don't know, maybe it will be something bigger at some point, but all of that, it takes time to build a community and build name recognition. People know that I made the grid mod, but they don't know that I sometimes stream things. Also, I see a hole right there. That's where these guys got in and out. Nice little round base. And Castle Age. Coming in here. Yeah, to get subscribe, I don't know when you get them. I think probably like the next tier of achievement where you reach affiliate status, maybe, or maybe you need to be a partner status, I don't know. In any case, currently to improve my stream I need to have at least 3 people watching while streaming on several different days, blah blah blah. And I've achieved all of that except that these recent times where I've been streaming, as you rightly noticed, haven't had many people watching, so I don't have enough concurrent watchers usually just yet. The interesting thing though really is that people do go back and look at the video afterwards, which is nice. Means it is slightly worth it. And it will be more interesting too, like this is the round of 16, that's like the 8th finals or something, but there might be more people who watch than the semi-finals or the finals, even if this is the Sand League and these aren't top pros playing. So let's see, we have 3 stable knights. And we have 2 stable knights. And we have 2 docks. Well, I'm not a pro player. I am a pro map scripter. But I'm in fact, currently, I checked recently, I'm actually below 1000 elo because when I last played I lost a couple matches. But that's just a matter of me not taking the time to really learn hotkeys or build orders and just saying I'll use intuition. I was like, alright, it looks like, you know, I don't have enough food, let's build more farms, or I have too much wood, let's build more farms. Yeah. I did try, like, when the game came out and with the Art of War to start using hotkeys. That's why I also made this mod that displays some of the hotkeys on the little icons. But I never finish that. And I don't really use the hotkeys, ultimately. I should learn at least, like, sort of, for a fast castle, the villagers that you need for that would help. But also I don't play much ranked as the Relancer sometimes. But I have lots of other things to play with my friends as well and spend time making maps. Well, we have very much a mirror. This is a forward town center, but it secures this gold. And both players sending out the monks. Red is winning this right now. Yes. Yes. Just in time I noticed that. And why was Red winning this? I would argue Red was winning this because Red had a big eco advantage from collecting fishing ships. But it might also have been that Red was doing a good job microing the monks. Yeah, I'm in the random map Discord. Posting pretty often there. So now we have another mystery map from the map pack. Alright. Have a good night if you're going to bed. I'm going to watch the last 3 games, or if the same team wins, then it might end up being less than 3, but I'm going to watch at most 3 more and then I'm going to go to bed too because it's late. But hey, I get to see my map played again, so it is worth it. And this player is looking for wood and found it over here and is now going to walk over there and build a town center there, I would guess. Yeah. So did every player know? This player built on berries. That's interesting, but it might make sense too. This player built on wood, this player built on wood, this player built on wood. Did anyone retreat particularly far back from their starting area too? That's can be interesting to see. No, most of the players stayed close to where they started. Alright, who is going to lure some deer that I can watch? This guy. There we go. Oh, I need to show the civs. It's the civs here, once again, Lithuanians, Vikings, Ethiopians, Persians, the civilizations that you see players don't know which map they're going to get. Ones that are good on hybrid maps. Essentially. Ooh, the raiders don't like a camel running through their camp. Alright, who's going to be in Castle Age last? That's going to be red. Everyone else is going to be in north at the same time. So let's see, they're going to be just typical. Oh, here we have. Well, these players are close to each other, but they're enemies, so I think this might be the most interesting area to watch. It's going to be archers and more archers. Scouts. Yeah. I guess the meta is very established for team games. Although we have seen occasionally on that one map, we have seen double cavalry, single archer civilization, which has worked out well for the associated players, usually, I feel. Alright, let's see here. Ooh, can blue find some place? Oh, okay, there's a tower coming up to protect the gold. That makes sense. Alright, let's check what blue is doing. Blue was attempting to deny the berries here, but is pushed back until reinforcements arrive. Now we'll push forward again. Meanwhile, red is on the way to Castle Age. Interesting. Alright, let's check on... Okay, that's a big army that yellow has to deal with. And red will be very quickly in Castle Age as a flank. So what does red do now? Get crossbows immediately. I guess the extra range, though, and extra attack will be very helpful. Okay. Red is going to chase those archers. I wonder if this fast castle is really worth it for red. I'm sure red has crossbows now, and that's nice. But has red even gotten fletching? No, because red probably doesn't have a blacksmith. Red does have a blacksmith. Now blue and purple are doing the same thing, going to Castle Age. Red has... Oh, it does have some military. Ooh, and they might run into the bandit encampment. Oh, red is no longer following. But the bandits are gonna take some pot shots. The purple archers went a long way as well here to hit green. And blue is here. Not able to damage yet. Red does not have the numbers here. Yellow has no army at all. So the red villagers, they actually run into purple to hide. Because yellow needs a moment to build up some knights. And get armor for them. Alright, red can help defend though. Blue is getting siege. Green still has some scouts. Alright, here. So yellow is now getting some knights out. Hello. I don't know the ELO range off the top of my head, but you could go to AOE2.net and check these players here. I mean, so far from the teams, especially the ones that made it into the... Sorry that I didn't see your message earlier. I'm a bit tired at this point, but yeah. From the teams that made it into the round of 16, I feel the level of play is pretty good. Like in the round of 32, we saw some more casual teams, shall we say, that tried crazy tower rushes and stuff in order to hope to get some wins. But here we've seen really solid gameplay from most of the teams. All the teams, actually, I would say. But no idea what the ELO actually is, or especially what the team game ELO is. Because these are recorded games as well. So it isn't displayed. Red's army is either non-existent. It is existent, though. It's just not here. There it is. Okay. And it's going to do a good job dodging Mangonel so far. That's very solid dodging, I would say. Still. But against that many Mangonels, it's pretty good. Meanwhile, let's see. Teal is sending a lot of villagers to build that town center. But I still think this is where the most aggression is happening, something, because these players are so close together. Something's happening there. Purple has some crossbows here. But I think this is the most critical thing here. Red does not have a second town center. And doesn't really have all that many crossbows either. And has no siege workshop. Yeah, that's actually a big issue. Has no siege workshop. And doesn't have a teammate sniping these mangonels right now. So red is going to retreat back over there. Yellow is going to try and snipe the mangonels now. So there's no specific cap for this. The cap is, well, any team that was so good that they made it into the main event isn't in this. That's basically the effective cap. From what I understand. There might actually have been some sort of rule, but I don't think so. Huh. Well, that was pushed back very well. And now it's blue without the military. And blue forced to withdraw here. And I'm seeing a GG called. I'm going to check in a moment what was going on the other half of the map. Yeah. Well, there wasn't much to watch today, to be honest. It's a bit sad that it had to go like that. Looks like Teal must have lost a lot of villagers here, at least. And didn't really have any military here to deal with it, I guess. And also felt very behind in scores. That's probably the reason. Yeah, as far as I know, there's no elo cap here, but rather anyone who was able to put. There was. I don't know if there was a lower elo for this either. Like the round of 32 wasn't full. There were some teams that automatically advanced to the round of 16. So I think no lower limit and no upper limit beyond the fact that those that really wanted to win, although the best teams all made it into the main event. And next game, here we are. And I'm happy to see this map again because I made this one. And because it's a very crazy map. I know some of the players don't like it, but I want to see how it plays out. So red is building on a mountain. Solid, solid. And then we have a lot of players who are going to be building extremely close to each other. These are on the same team, so that's fine. Where else are players building? Purple is building... Oh, this could end up being a short game. Purple is building there. So now... and orange should have actually picked yellow. It doesn't matter on this game. Orange is building over here. I mean, it's land nomad, essentially, right? With some added obstructions in it. And that's the risk that you run in land nomad. Because you can end up with like this situation where purple is going to be double teamed. Or, well, triple teamed. Let's take a quick look at the civilizations. I think this was a set map here. So there was a specific pool. Although I have to check. Oh, we can check that. Was this map pack? No, it was. Players knew they were getting this map. Mongols, well, can take advantage of the hunt. And the scout, once they have one, has good line of sight, but they don't start with a scout. Huns don't need houses. Fair enough, that doesn't really matter. Persians are just generally good on maps that you don't know that well. We are Huns again, Persians again, and Bulgarians. And Bulgarians save stone on their starting TC, so they should have a bit of extra stone on nomad maps, right? So they have 250 stone now to start with. A poor purple. I feel like this game might not end up going very long. It really depends. I mean, Huns and Mongols can both send scouts, but it is a long way. The reason this one made it into the map pack is not because it did because the pro players thought it would be good, but because I think because of the location. Because the World Desert Championship was supposed to represent different parts of the world, and specifically deserts from different parts of the world. Also, it's very different and unique when we have a lot of samey looking deserts that at least they play out differently often, and it's also the only true nomad in here. Maybe that was a reason too. I had to edit it as well because the version that I submitted was in fact even more closed than this, with a lot of these mountains, considerably more than you even have here. And that was sort of more thought for like free-for-alls, where it'll be fun to like hide in scraggly bits of mountains. Alright, so let's see. So purple's gonna get walled in. Let's take a look at poor purple's point of view. Purple does not see that. Purple does know that there are two enemies nearby. And is going to see that, well, at some point. This map is based... I mean, actually I made the map and then looked for a region that it could fit to, is the honest answer. I wanted to use cliffs on mountains in this sort of shape, but then I looked for gravel desert on Google Images and looked at a couple different ones, and then I saw the Pamir mountain range and thought, yes, this looks good. I can base it on this, and then I did. Alright, purple is running well away. Oh, even the stone has been lamed. Now purple sees the issue. So red and orange are going to have to be really helpful here. To their credit, they're both on the way to feudal. Alright, getting the barracks up. They have goats for days because they were so far away from everyone else, but like blue saw this as well, and it's gonna go for that. This villager is safe, but surrounded by blue walls and by purple walls. This is a bit silly. Purple builds an outpost there, and this will help see what's going on. Purple is just unlucky here. What are these? Okay, so let's... Then again, if purple can just hold out in here, there is gold. Doesn't have wood though. Purple can just hold out somewhere, like back here. Maybe that will buy time for the allies, but I'm not seeing the allies do anything useful here. Red has just built himself... Alright, no, there's scouts. What have we got here? We do have an archery range. The scouts are coming. Slowly. Purple does have golden food. And he's building a lumber camp here. He's going to get spotted by this horse. Red is collecting more goats. This... Let's see what red does here. The issue for purple right now is no wood.
Hurry.
I mean, Persian TCs do have more HP. If you have the resources, maybe that's why Blue did this. You make yourself useful by douching. Alright, the horse has been walled in now.
Salam.
And this horse is gonna walk off here, and these villagers migrate further. Alright, at least Red's doing some damage here. I want red and orange to be able to do enough damage to keep purple in the game. There are technically... Is Silver Star... Yeah, they're technically anti-tributing rules. Anti-slinging rules. But I'm not gonna tell anyone. Plus, it could well be that this... Actually, I think this was discussed as well. It was only 91 wood total, which is... Otherwise, this player would have just been entirely doomed. because this is enough for purple to build a market, and then purple can sell gold and get resources. I think this was actually discussed in the admin chat. So, who's in castle here? Orange and teal. Oh, the blue villager is still here. Huh. Well, purple is on the way to Castle Age. You don't need wood for that. And 4 farms is almost enough to maintain villager production. So dropping a castle could be an option in Castle Age and just putting it there. What is red? Red is still running around here. Red is on the way to Castle Age as well. Purple does not have enough wood to build to quick wall with palisades, so it's walling with stone instead. We have to cheer for this player for they're being so heavily lamed and walled in at the start. Alright, so teal is building there. Purple is run over here. Blue saw that too. I don't know. I'm sorry about this. But somehow that team is actually on the higher total score right now. Very close. And it is true that especially blue wasted a lot of villager time doing all this, chasing around here, doing all kinds of silliness. Now purple is spending all the stone, all the well-earned stone. Ooh, teal is gonna build a castle, except there's no room to build a castle. Maybe there. No, it's just building a lumber camp. Huh. Never mind.
Salon?
Salon?
Blue is building lots of town centers. Blue is losing this one, so that makes sense. Certainly isn't following, for managing to continue to follow purple around. Finding this sneak, and then this, and then this, except no one's done anything about this one now, but solid scouting. What is red doing? Castle... Mangadai? Well, where's red? What is red making? Yeah. Oh no, this villager is gonna fail at quick walling. Oh, it's gonna succeed at quick walling. But the tower... Nothing to do about the tower. Somehow purple still has 43 villagers, but that's because this TC has been kept busy. And... Alright, now we have an attempt to douche Persians, but you don't do that. You build a crepost here, that's what you do as Bulgarians. Meanwhile, red has, you know, a fantastic corner base. That's why I think this map would be quite fun for free-for-alls, especially when it has even more of these mountains. With castles here for... Actually, and orange has this 4 TCs here, it looks like. Alright, we see another castle going up. Okay, that's many more villagers that are building the castle here. This is a disaster for purple. It's going to need to run back to the safety of this castle. But purple still has even more stone to do another castle somewhere else. Or to build a tower there. Oh, 2 towers at once. Right, orange is going for Imperial Age. Let's check over here. Alright, purple adding another town center back in the mountains. Alright, both towers go up. And blue and green, like green isn't in great shape as well, because green is sort of relying on this as a wood area. There's currently a castle and some towers there. Oh, they're just goats. Maybe I should have put less goats overall, but for a nomad map I wanted to have enough that you never have a bad start. So blue called GG because they were behind? I mean, orange and red did get a very nice, entirely safe boom off. And I guess... or cav archers here, and I guess purple wasn't as defeated as they thought. Yeah, so it's the one thing I think officially the sending 91 wood in feudal age isn't allowed, and I think that was also slightly punished, but ultimately it wasn't a huge thing to do, and also, I don't know, not my call and not my thing to decide about. This is how you take out the town center though, right? You built a crepost here. Huh, interesting. This is not what I expected when I loaded this up right now, but I'm glad I got to watch this. So let's game 5. That's not the same game. Alright, so we have one more on Sonora. And then I'm gonna need to take it easy after that. So, civs. Here they have to pick the ones that belong here. So we have Mayans, Britons, Lithuanians, Mayans, Britons, we have exactly the same. Fair enough. So I'm not going to introduce the map again because I have already introduced it several times today. We can take a quick look around. So today blue is far from his teammates but close to the enemy in purple. Well, this team is sort of evenly spaced out, I'd say. Where are we going to see the most aggression? Could even see some here. Don't know. Who shall we watch? Let's watch over here. Let's watch red. And I should watch because we saw lots of drushes last time we saw this map. Red going for very early walls. Let's see. Blue might be doing the same. Yeah, blue is also starting to wall. Let's just scouts. Here you have to be very careful that you wall to the edge of the map entirely. There's probably a gap there unless red builds a palisade there specifically. I've had that a couple players run into that issue. Right. Rush coming out there. And there is an opening back there. If red does not wall all the way to the edge of the map.
Ready.
We have 3
Ready.
militia here, 2 and the third one there. This is starting to be walled. So red actually makes a hole here to be able to get back faster to defend. Huh, red actually comes out ahead. Look over here.
Ready.
The drush is going to delay this walling and actually damage the mill significantly. This is walled other than the center though.
Ready.
Oh, that house hasn't been built yet. So this is walled now. And this is walled now. And purple walling the center, yellow walled that. So unless there's a hole here, red is this whole side is fully walled. And well, teal still needs to wall here, but this team is also basically fully walled. But that's... well, we've also seen players who just wall around their own base, but I think on this map it's sort of like Oasis. You probably do want to wall to the center instead. Which means we can also go a bit faster because it's very likely that we are not going to see much actually successful aggression. Given that there are walls everywhere. And we have Teal is already on the way to the Castle Age even. Alright, red wall's behind
Yay.
here. I mean, even, yeah, I guess some archers you need to just hold the wall, but... Or you can prevent re-walling behind. So there is one opening, that is here.
Yay.
Although... Yeah, there is no longer going to be an opening there. You can't see behind these rocks. It's sort of like small trees, but even worse. In that these are rocks and they're not small. But like, it's that situation where being in the north is a disadvantage. I had that on one of my maps too, where I used even taller versions of these, or maybe these. And it looks very nice, but it was hiding some people's wood lines, and that's no good.
Yay.
These scouts might one day get through or not. Alright, well, forcing out a defensive tower. Everyone on the way to Castle Age. Over there. Alright, knights coming in here, but this is already heavily house-walled. Blue not upgrading to crossbow just yet. Although the icon, no, those are purple. Where are the blue? Blue, okay, blue is upgrading crossbow, yeah. Those looked sort of blue to me. Also, I see here, Teal has gotten into the first row here. Can deny this gold. Can, well, there's a tower there. Maybe not. But can shoot at some of the farms.
Datum. Ready.
Now this is a Britain's mirror here, which means that this is a Mayans mirror. And the center is Lithuanians in Khmer. Let's see. I mean, I don't expect... it is possible that some player tries to push with siege through this. That is certainly doable, but I expect probably these will go into the late game. And purple already taking a bit of the gold there, or at least slicing off a bit of the map. To mine in later. Alright, have a good night. I am in fact also somewhat falling asleep, but this is the last game I'm going to do tonight. I feel like it makes sense to round off the set. That would leave 3 more sets for the next time. I don't know if set is the right term.
Yay.
Matchups. We can run these units a bit faster because they're not going to commit to a big engagement just yet here. Although, maybe, but this is a fair number of crossbows. They can probably push this. And what does green have? Green has some knights somewhere. The knights are currently over here. Ah. So this is a 2v1 happening here. And Teal is paying for help. Alright, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Always nice to have a bit of chat on the stream. Yeah, Teal actually had the numbers almost to take this, especially with some town center support now. And green sending in a knight and a wolf. Meanwhile here, green and blue breaking in. Through the middle section, actually. And they're going to cause some damage here to purple. This might actually be over faster than I thought. We'll see. Depends on if yellow can help a lot, or if really a lot of damage is dealt here to purple. I feel like right now the damage is still manageable. They had a freeze, okay. Ooh, the Khmer farming eco. The disadvantage of building farms like this is that they can't garrison in the safety of a town center, or while the farms aren't close to a town center. So villagers have to run a long way to garrison. There are no safe farms near the town center that they can keep working on. So I feel like that was another very successful raid. Now we see some farms going down. Meanwhile, down here,
Yay.
Teal is pushing in. That's not gonna work with this. This is big. Although at this point, blue needs to go back, I guess, because the green knight support has run out. Green is telling perhaps to go over here, break out that way. Oh, green also has knights here. That makes sense. That also explains why there weren't so many over here. So blue loses those, but blue had a set here that they managed to bring back. And now this gold is being pressured again. see in this? Well, I'm not seeing all that much other gold for red. I'm not seeing that much gold. Red is getting some stone, but red actually is in trouble a bit unless yellow comes to help, which yellow is doing. Red is building a new town center further away. But red has lost quite a few villagers here now, and has many more idle. I think this could well be nearing a GG. After the raid on purple and now the raid here. Although yellow might help hold this for now. We have imp coming in. For everyone except red and teal. Alright. Red is... Okay, red does have another town center back there. Yellow is sending more knights. Oh, but green is also raiding here, causing more idle villagers as well. Alright, yellow's already mining the middle. Going forward, perhaps. Oh, red forced to go back further. What is blue doing? Building up numbers, building a very safe castle. I mean, this town center at this point is still being denied, but red has shifted over to other grounds. Teal has run away entirely to await Imperial Age, it would seem. Teal should be over there though. Well, I think red has taken too much damage here to recover from easily. Despite the fact that there are cavaliers here now. There aren't enough of them. Something's being painted here. Oh, it looks like teal managed to sneak get a nice wall in there. Nice and forward. Green has a wall here. Oh, and purple. There's a lot of villagers there, and there are a lot of yellow villagers here in red. That could all be very exposed soon. These houses here making it safer for the arbalests. Oh, red rebooming somewhat. Alright, green is a trap. There are no enemy castles nearby though. Oh, this is big. Blue got through here, cleared out a whole bunch of purple villagers. And is pressuring with a trebuchet here as well. Teal is dropping a castle here and moving up. Castle will permanently deny this goal. Red desperately moving back and walling behind. I think this is over, but because this is the final game, they're gonna try hard to survive. Purple having to make skirmishers. Alright, yellow does come in and snipe the siege from now. Castle going up from yellow there too, but well, red's still behind on villagers. Yeah. He's trying to migrate way far back. Someone pinging that some cavaliers here would be useful. Alright, Treb's here. Ooh, that castle is going to go down. Well, right now it's about preparing a parity, but that only works where you still have stone. And not when there's a ram there too. That is then called as GG. Also here, everyone through the fortified walls. Yeah, red sort of very squeezed through there. Yeah, so I am going to call it a night. It's late and I'm tired. Thank you all for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed my casting, or the games at least, and yeah. I had a lot of fun looking at these today. Have a good night.